Dear friends, it is SB Ross, the coach and often quite messy whole human who writes Death and Stuff and SB's Chipped Plaster on Substack. I promised in my Monday Chipped Plaster that I would offer you up a little guided something for navigating any stress that might be arising, whether it's holiday related or what have you. And so this is sort of a mashup of a mindfulness practice and a self compassion practice, and an opportunity to tune into the self that lives in the quiet beneath the yammering thinking mind. No disrespect to the logical mind, a lot of cool stuff happening there, but it isn't the source of all truth ever. We're so much more complicated than that. And so this is a practice to get to a different part of our beautiful, wonderful guidance and complexity. And so my preview here is that one, we're going to do a practice where we're focused on the heart space. Two, the logical yammering mind is going to try to disrupt. It's used to getting center stage. It's used to getting your attention. It's going to try to do that, just like a toddler who's being ignored, right? Is going to work really hard to get your attention. And perhaps, like a toddler, we might gently, again and again and again, say, it's not your turn right now. I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Not your turn right now. I'll be back with you in a few minutes. And if you have to say that 10 times in this brief meditation, you have to say it 10 times. You know, we can be very, very persistent. Okay. I always like to close my eyes when I do practices like this. It just helps me get into my body a little more. So you do what makes you feel safe and comfy. And it's going to be hard to see, but I'm going to have my hand over my heart. I always do that too, both for the added focus and also for that gentle touch, right? That gentle additional touch. So if you want to join me in closing your eyes, if you want to join me in placing your hand on your heart space. And the first thing we're going to do is just get into the body a little bit more. So taking some deep breaths, right? You might notice your ribs expand and as close to 360 degrees as possible. You might notice your hand rise and fall if it's placed on your chest over your heart space. You might notice where you're being supported by wherever you're sitting. If you're sitting, you might notice if your hands and feet, if you have both of each of those, that they are all settled wherever they do naturally and comfortably. And we're going to imagine two things getting into this. One is that we have sort of inner eyes that can go down to the heart space and focus from the inside out. So we're noticing the heart space from the pressure of the hand on the heart and also from the attention as though inner eyes are looking out at the hand. And we're also imagining that the heart space can speak to you, that it has its own voice. And so directing your attention to your heart space, trying to attenuate your ear to your heart's voice, knowing that the yammering logical mind is going to try to wedge itself in. Mine used to often say when I would do these kinds of practices, it would often be like, this is dumb and you're making it all up. Then I would just say to it, like, maybe I am, but there's no downside. I'm just going to see what happens. It's not your turn right now. I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Okay. And so taking a few more breaths with your all of your attention, as much of your attention as possible, focused on your heart space. And we're going to bring a gentle inquiry. And maybe there's something on your mind and on your heart, and you want to ask about that. Hey, how do I handle this tough situation I'm anticipating or the stress I'm in the midst of? And maybe it's a more general inquiry. Maybe it's just, hey, is there something that you know that you've been wanting me to know too? Is there something I'm overlooking or forgetting? I'm open to hearing you now. And so holding your inquiry, whichever kind it is, whatever that may be, keeping an eye out for the rational brain, the logical brain trying to pull you away and gently returning to the heart space. Listening beneath the usual chatter. with curiosity and compassion, continuing to feel your hand rise and fall with your breath. And I'm going to get quiet for about 5 cycles of breath while you listen into yourself, and then I'll bring us back together. So, if you heard back from your heart space, if it gave you some insight, perhaps it would be appropriate to thank it. Right? Thanks for taking this time with me. Thanks for what you shared. Whether your heart spoke back or not, you might offer to return. Right? If you were in dialogue, great. Keep going back. Your heart has important things to tell you. Your non logical self has important things to tell you. And if it didn't speak back to you, maybe there's some trust building to do there. Maybe you haven't visited in a while, or maybe ever. And maybe like a shy woodland creature, right? It needs you to keep showing up and show that you will show up before it will allow the vulnerability of that contact. So you might offer to come back and check in. So take a moment and just notice how that feels. How did it feel to give yourself that time and that space? Is that something that you would like to do again? I want you to notice too how brief that was, even with all the guidance and all my caveats. But you can also do an even shorter version. I will often just place my hand over my heart space and maybe offer myself a silent few words of compassion, like, hey, sweetheart, this is tough. And sometimes I'll just say, hi, hey, heart. My heart's actually named Herbert. It's a long story. I didn't make it up. It just arose. So I'll just be like, hey, Herbert. Herbert using this. Hey, Ross. Y'all, it's a lot being me sometimes. But it's also an easy way to stay in touch with my heart, right? When you know its name, makes it easier to reach out. So you might play with that as well and get a little ridiculous with it too. But again, even just taking that moment, hand on the heart, hey, what's up? I'm thinking of you, right? Can feel just as good given to ourselves as it does when somebody sends us a text that says something similar. All right. Good luck to you in this holiday season. I hope that you have some of your favorite people around you. I hope that you take excellent care of yourself. I hope that we get in touch in some way or another soon. Big love to you.